garages. Not many people know about it. It's all filled in now, but this is where the main shaft used to be, years ago, like. So it was all right this morning, wasn't it? Perfect day frames off the Atlantic. I tend to stick to Pen Ale, because down near the town, that's where the Muppets and the Groms hang out. Kooks smothering out after a few seconds. Here, I was down there this morning, and there was this rip curl clad knobber. He's running along like he's something out of Baywatch. He's got a brand new longboard on him, not a mark on it, you gotta laugh. He's posing to all us lot. We're all laughing because he thinks he's so cool. Anyway, he comes up to me, doesn't he? And he's all, "Hi, what's your name?" I says, "It's Maisie, Maisie Pascoe." He says, "Nice name, unusual." And then he says, "You should have been here yesterday." I says, "Mate, I was. And the day before that, and the week before that, and the month before that, and the year before that. I mean, I was surfing before I was walking. It's part of me, you know. It's deep in my soul." Then he's all like, "Can I text you?" I says, "No thanks, mate, you're all right. Because you see them, don't you, coming down the A30 in their VW camper vans, but Daddy's probably bought them. They rock up here like they own the place. I mean, you know the ones. They have a few rides and then it is straight over to Newquay. Start off at Dirty Bertie's, work their way down to Sailors, end up at Walkabout. Before you know it, you're groping some sweaty edit on the dance floor to some crap like Celine Dion. And then you fall for that romantic walk on town when they try and cop off with you. Now, I have been there, seen it, got the t-shirt. It's always worse this time of year when all the unis and the schools kick out. I'm at uni too. I have the option of going away, but I'm doing history down at Truro. Cornwall can suck, big time. But it's got its good points too. I'm really into my history, and that's why I come up here to Northfield Leisure. There's loads of history up here. It's more than that though. I mean, there's a presence about this place. Ghosts, I suppose. You feel them, you know, in the shafts and adits. Watching. We have barbecues up here in the summer. Not supposed to, because council's got money to do these places up, but you still find stuff though. They say Northfield Leisure closed overnight. After the First World War, the price of tin dropped. The workers thought they'd go back in the following week, never happened. They also say, if you were to go back in there now, you would find it just as it was left. Not much chance of that now. I mean, it's a good job we got surfing and we'd have nothing. Take that crew in Crofty. How long ago was it that place shut? They sent a crowd back in. They haven't even raised a ton of tin. I mean, here you still find stuff, you know. That's a sticking Tommy, that is. They used that to see with. It was a light in the dark, you know. Comforting light. And all that blackness underground. Not much use for anything now. Right, I'd best be off. Get conditioner in the hair, get the strainers out. Going down the water now tonight. There's a band on, my mate's in it. No doubt it's going to be full of them, it's living the dream. Supping on Betty Stocks, getting up their face outside on below. You can come if you want. Do you want to come? Oh, sorry. Oh, for a minute I thought there was someone there. Must be the breeze off the Atlantic. That's Cornwall for you. Always more full of the past than the future. Right, I best be off. Get washed and changed. I might text that in. So just for that.
The Durns is so low you! Ah! What a fucking piece of four-busty boo this be! near dark right here. The twas in there. Yes, on with thee.
I'm lamping up booty.
We properly buggered now, pardon, no mistake.
Oh, what do you mean, Jimmy? What's on?
Well, that don't give a damn boy called Massick have made the durns of the drang here too low. The dropper should be at least 7 foot, and he ain't nowhere near that for certain. He'll wish his cake dough when Trezona be rained. You know what he'd be like. If it tidn't done right, 'twill be done right by the end of core. Oh, I hear him already. Tamblin, I don't pay to mark time. Mark time in your own time if you must. Well, Captain Trezona, 'tis like this. I put it straight. You want to be having a yap with boy Paul Massick over at Carpenter's shop. Ever since that gate lump of Elvin fell on the back of him on the 90th Avenue level, he ain't exactly been right in the head.
Oh, I thought he knew what he was doing of.
Know what he was doing of? Know what he was doing of? This is Cornish hard rock mining. Nobody will know what they're doing of. It's 99% guesswork and 1% luck. Here, boy, there's a lot you've got to learn about mining. Too just digging stuff out of the ground. No, that's the easy part. You got to know tin, see? I know my tin. I can smell it. Yes, I got the nose for it. It is in my blood, in my veins.
You say that, but well, we haven't had a spurt for what? Near on a month now.
Yes, you're right there, boy. It is a bit wished at the moment, but don't you worry, it will pick up. It always does. And you, John Henry Pascoe, is working with the very best man, James Donkey Tamlin. I've made more tonnage in this parish than any man. Here, boy, ever so that sticking Tommy with it. I can't see bugger all here. Well, light him up then, boy. Time for a bit of crepe, I reckon.
Roused, but we've been at it more than an hour.
And my belly to think my throat been cut. That's better. Now we can see what we can do now.
But maybe that.
Well, I made back with Ninja. Big girl, true enough. Good on the teddy and turnip, and not bad on the carrot neither. She did all right to make her man happy.
Size in everything though, is it, Mr. Tamlin?
Of course it is. Something like this will keep you going all morning. Mark my words, when you settle down, the first thing you'll be asking your maid is whether she can put teddy, turnip and onion to pastry. She can be as purty as you like, but if she can't make a decent hoggy, 'tisn't worth it, my son.
We stay there all morning. Won't Captain Trezona be along soon? Well, I heard tell he was showing someone round today.
So it is.
Oh, we don't.
I don't take orders from Trezona. He be no more than you and me, but with a bowler hat and waistcoat from what named Chura.
No.
He be no fit for mining, and a stocking doobie on a man's nose. He'd swear it up to 9 pot if he had a chance.
I know, but I've got to take notice of him. Well, him not his mother-in-law.
Well, yes, you being polite and that. I mean, I know he do you the job and that, but that don't mean you got to stand to attention every time you just speak. Trezona knew much about mining as I know him to fart like a steer. And that ain't very much. Besides, he's too much of a methody for my liking. When a miner doesn't take a drop of drink, just come to something. Besides, there's bigger things in the world to worry about. At least by the look of it here.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, you've heard of it. All that there going on in Sarajevo. Some bloke had been and shot the Archduke of Austria, a crowd by the name of the Black Hand Group. 'Twill fall now, like a proper set of cards toppling. Our boys will be in there next.
That won't affect us, though, will it? I mean, we're miles from all that, and us.
Well, that wasn't the way it was back on the Rand. Back in South Africa, thousands of us Cornish were affected. Stupid buggers couldn't sort it out. Father was out there then, made a fair old minimum goldfields. Spent looks a bit gambling back to Johannesburg. No, mother wasn't too happy. She gave him some jip when he came home after a year and a half with just a couple of grand in his pocket.
So, you can see how it is by now, but, well, I'm with Tamlin, you know. He's a good man, really, but he likes a drop of ale. He has what he calls his coming off shift special. Oh, 3 or 4. 12. And women, well, I don't know how he did I mean, well, he'd be more of a bear than a man. But, well, he could go through 3 or 4 a week. Unless he got on retention. He works hard, though. Well, the mother sorted it for me for when I turned 15, when I left school. Well, she'd always known Captain Tazorn, or known of him from Chatham, really. Well, so it was all, well, when will the lad be ready for the mining, Mrs. Pascoe? Well, he'd have finished school next week, Mr. Tazorn. He'll be there free then. So, well, that's that, and well, that's me. That's how I'm Tamlin here. Well, I was always destined for the mine. Well, just like my father was.
So, you can see who it is by now. I got this lad with me, all set up by Trezorner. Old boy's mother in a bad-looking maid. She's got brass in front enough to make a copper kettle. And he's a good old boy, really. Bit green behind the ears, got hands like maids still. Running on this week a bit, blisters on his fingers. Oh, we'll soon sort that out, boy. Well, to begin with, he doesn't know his ass from his habit on the ground. But the best he can do is shovel a bit of stent. But he's a good old boy, really. I do wind him up, though, see. I say, here, Johnny Pascoe, ain't you got no maid to be courting up on the downs with? I don't go in for much of that, he says to me. You will do, boy. You will do. Wait and see. Here, John Henry, I get come to the marrow with a cold. Let's make this back up the running.
Here, Mr. Tamlin, should I see Paul Massick about them dirts?
We shall. Trezorner will be along in a minute, too. 'Twon't do if we can spruce it round here. Here, boy.
So, you see, Mr.
Molly.
So you see, Mr. Walling, Northfield Leisure is the very pinnacle of the modern tin mining facility. Every shaft and every level is dug with the kind of precision our forefathers never knew, thanks to technology. And of course, faith in our world above. See, there ain't any guesswork in tin mining nowadays. Tin like it was back along, it is no wonder they had so many accidents. Do you know we haven't had a single serious accident in this mine for the past 3 years? Our safety record is exemplary.
And to confirm for my article, the erection of the new head frame over the engine shaft will be completed by next week.
By Friday, at the latest.
Good, and we've done everything. Let me just check my notes. The blacksmith office, the survey shop, the spalling shed, the compressor house, and the new boiler house.
We've just got the cowhouse and the miner's drawing, but I can show you there on the way back.
I see. And one more important question, Captain Tazorn. Do you see a future for tin mining in Cornwall?
Of course we do. I see no reason why we shouldn't be mining here for the next 1,000 years, especially with all the new technology we've got. We've got this new explosive from Bill Banks. Holmans have introduced water into the drilling process. Conditions below ground are much improved. We have a new tramming on the 40,000 level. Can you put that in your article?
Yes, I will, of course, but tell me, what about the war? There is already news of miners enlisting in the north. Will the same thing occur in Cornwall?
Can't see that affecting we down here. I mean, war is very distant from us. You'd think a war would create a demand for more tin rather than less. I was called up somebody, but...
I'm hoping to get out there. Yes, my editor has me lined up as a special correspondent. Should be over quite quickly. A glorious victory, I think.
There is no glorious victory in war, Mr. Watt.
Of course, yes.
But preparation is all, so they say.
Listen, Captain Tazorn, I will need a word with one or two of the miners if I may, just to get their side of it. Is there anyone you might recommend?
Little eyes, I love you, honey. Little eyes, I love you. I love you in the springtime and the fall. Here, run through, boy. We got them bombs who sing down in a minute.
Perhaps this man?
No, he wouldn't be my first choice. That's Tan, but he isn't very well alive. But he's a bit cat-handed, if you know what I mean. Drinks donkeys. That never goes.
That's it.
Drinks a lot of air.
Excuse me. Sir, may I have a word?
Oh, morning, sir.
Tan,
Morning, Captain Tazorn. The boy and I just been putting that ladder road in you asked us to do. Good tin up there, Ian. Good stuff as well.
this is Mr. Walling. He's a journalist from Western Daily Mercury.
The Mercury?
Yes.
Really? John Henry, the Mercury's here, and they want to speak to Jimmy Tamblin. Put it there this morning. Jimmy Tamblin, mining legend. You've probably heard of me, most people have.
Yes, Captain Tazorn was just telling me about the new investment in the mine here. An exemplar of how mining should be completed these days. What's your understanding, Mr. Townsend?
Do you want my honest response to that?
Please, and it can strictly be between us two.
Complete bloody waste of time and money. You can certainly put that on record if you like.
Surely with the new investment in the mine...
Oh, you can put as much investment and money down the mine as you like. But if you haven't got the boys, like me and Tyrone Travis and Pifflin and Paul Gabber and don't know nothing nor thee, well, you ain't got a hope now, to be honest with you. You might as well not even try.
Is that true?
Well, of course it is true. That Billy Goacher's owner think he know everything. His answer to everything is more speed, more yield, more investment. That's the way it works, my son. You know the real side of this? Meet me in the pub after the shift and I'll put you straight. What do you like? Brown ale or stout? I'll take a pint of Spingo if you
Well,
want.
Mr. Townsend's presenting our good side, Mr. Walling.
Well, I certainly am seeing a different side, Captain Chisholm, yes.
You know me, Captain Chisholm, always positive. And as I was saying, these new investments here are totally supported by the boys.
So, what are your thoughts, Mr. Townsend?
My thoughts? Exactly on what exactly?
Upon mining on Cornwall?
Oh, well, we Cornish are a bit special like. A bit mazed in the head and rugby mad and good wrestlers. And when you got such amazing leaders like Trezona here, you got nothing to worry about.
There are moves, as you know, suggested by contributors to the Cornish magazine who say that Cornwall should give up its industry, look to its language and heritage as the way forward, idlers and dangerous too bad.
Yes, Mr. Wallen, I've heard about that. But it's not going to start speaking the Cornish language again, is it? And tourists? Well, why would they want to come down here? It's just a pile of rocks. In fact, that's Cornwall all over, and it's just an
I think we've
interesting
spent
pile of...
enough time over here. Would you like to come to the camp house?
Very well, but I was getting some interesting insights from Mr. Townsend.
Interesting.
Yes, no doubt you were. But Mr. Townsend has got his duties to attend to.
Right on, Sir Captain Trezona. Nice speaking to you, Mr. Wallen. Should we see you again, Mark?
I don't think so. Back in Plymouth, my editor has me lined up as a special correspondent.
Reporting on the barrels, are you? Oh, you wouldn't catch me in there with a paper and pen. I'd much rather have a dabber and a pickaxe and a bit of that explosive charge indeed. Number 8.
Something like that. The way things are going, the Western Front will open up very soon. You've got to take these chances. They don't come around very often. They won't last long. Quite certain. Captain Zorner, I think I have all I need. I really must be travelling back to Plymouth now, but you've been very accommodating. The article should be in the paper sometime this week. You should like what I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Cheerio to you both. Oh, one more thing before I go. A photograph, I think. The benevolent captain. The benevolent captain is one of his workers. Mr. Townsend, would you mind, sir? Mr. Townsend.
What's that?
A photograph.
Oh!
If you could just squeeze in a bit. Very good. And shake hands, I think. Lovely. And smile. Nice to meet you.
Not a bad bloke, all told. Brave and posh, but then that's them buggers from up the line through. Always know more than you do.
I hope you said nothing out of line there, Townsend.
Captain Trezona, I've never spoke out of line in all my life.
Right, I want to see how you set their charges.
Yes.
And I want to know how that boy's getting on.
All right, Captain.
Wanted Cornishmen. It's good, isn't it? And what we want for the Duke of Cornwall's light infantry are Cornishmen. At present, a very small percentage of the regiment are Cornishmen. A Cornish man who enlists in the regiment is made doubly welcome, and from the fact that he is a Cornish man, has every inducement to be promoted. It is the hope and ambition of all the officers of the regiment that the regiment should be for Cornishmen, as it was many years ago, in the days of the siege of Lucknow, where the Cornish miner proved his worth. God save the king! What, me? No, I'm too young. You've got to be 16 or over. But Jimmy, well, the way things are going back Northfield Leisure, I do reckon he'll talk himself out of a job soon if he doesn't blow himself up first. Yes, I'll give it to him.
That right, is it? And give what to me?
This.
What is it?
I don't know, again, recruitment. Poster.
Duke of Cornwall's, is it?
Yes.
You wouldn't find me joining up there. No, I'd much rather be over Grass Valley. Price of a gold tail's good money to be made over there.
Well, what if it's not a choice, though?
Oh, what do you mean, conscription?
Yes.
We'll come to that. Oh, tell you what though, I heard tell the Reverend Joseph Hawkins coming to Perranporth. Recruitment drive for the British Expeditionary Force.
You better see it.
Well, I expect so. Well, he'd be famous, isn't he?
But you're not going to join up, though.
No, I'd be as likely as joining up as Paul Massick make a straight bit of timbering. You'd find me at the back of the queue, stanking over the moor in the opposite direction. Here, speaking of which, what's this I hear about you and some maid up Garnbargus?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yes. Nothing.
You a dark horse, John Henry Pascoe. Aye! Good for you, boy! A lad of your age needs a maid. Mother know yet, does she?
No, not yet.
No, but don't worry. I won't tell nobody. You nor I can always keep a secret.
Oh, really?
Of course. Listen up, you lot! John Henry Pascoe's already got to go and suffer mate, the dirty butter! He's coming off his special day here to pop my booties! They're all me, the dirty butter!
The small town of Perranporth may seem a long way away from the dramatic events shaping Western Europe, but what goes on in this small Cornish parish can alter Britain's war.
I will do, Mr. Higgins. Yes. Absolutely no problem at all. Of course. Oh, you're working late, Mr. Wallen.
Yes, I'm trying to finish this stupid mining story, Mrs. Slacker. You know what I went to say this week?
We think there are enough other events going on at the moment without us going into some paltry Cornish
Well,
line.
Mr. Higgins doesn't seem to think it's poultry. Local angle's important, he says. He doesn't want to be seen to be dropping local news in favour of the foreign drama.
Read me some.
Captain William Trezorna is a man who the Cornish say has a nose for tin. He commented, "This mine is the finest in Cornwall, and very soon, when the new head train is up."
Oh, but it sounds wrong to me. The Cornish are all thick, aren't they? Clotted cream for brains.
Mrs. Slattery, as you're here, would you mind very much taking a letter for me to go tomorrow morning?
Young man, such items are for the typing pool.
It's only brief.
Very well. Seniors don't normally do this sort of thing. To whom is it going?
Mr. Henry Jenner.
Address?
The Manuscript Collection, British Museum, Holborn, London.
Mr. Walling?
Yes, sorry. Dear Mr. Jenner, I hope this letter finds you well. I was delighted to receive in the post this week your celebrated book, A Handbook of the Cornish Language.
Cornish, did you say?
Well, yes, the Cornish language.
Well, they always think they're better, those Cornish. I mean, that's the last thing we need right now. Those pasty-munching barbarians thinking they're somehow different. That's how it all started over in Austria. Are we still going to have to speak this confounding...
Listen, Miss Slattery, I know you have your views on this, but just take this down with you, please. Thank you. I found it a fascinating read, and I'm hopeful President War willing to complete a series of articles upon it. I have Cornish ancestry on my mother's side, so it relates much to what you said. Given your rules of grammar and initial dictionary, I am so inclined to learn alongside you, so I might one day converse with you.
Mr. Walling, you can't be serious.
Yes, of course.
What? Learning a dead language? May I remind you, young man, this is a newspaper office, not a language school.
It is no longer dead, at least according to Mr. Jenner it's not.
Who is Mr. Jenner, anyway? To me, you were learning a dead language in a time of death. If the confounded Cornish wanted to keep it going, they should have kept using it years ago. Now, will that be everything? Yours faithfully, Robert Walling?
No, there's something I wrote down earlier. Cameas cres, Hueles den, bez ataware.
That Russian, is it? Or is it from somewhere in Outer Mongolia? Can you spell it for me?
Yes, it's K-I-M-M-Y-A-S.
Give it up. What on earth does it mean?
May peace return to the world again, soon.
Well, very poetic, I'm sure. Mr. Asquith would be proud of that. You can say modern things in this Cornish, can't you? If you ask me, the whole world should speak English. Stop all wars, that would. Would you like the translation to be included?
No, there's no need. He'll know. Sometimes sentiment is much better expressed in another tongue.
Very well, Mr. Walling. I shall put it in the Morning Post for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Slattery.
Oh, as for the other matter we were discussing with Mr. Higgins, the
Yes?
correspondence post with the Duke of Cornwall's,
Yes?
he wanted me to let you know you're going to be leaving sooner than we thought. You're going to be leaving next week. Looks like you won't have much chance to be learning any of this confounded Cornish, though, will you? Unfortunately.
Mass thanks.
Countess honour, it's a nice surprise.
I was just passing Pencrannock, so I thought I'd pay a visit, Mrs. Pascoe. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Well, it's always good to see you, Captain.
Something's smelling good.
Bacon, yeast buns. I got Stu and Dublin on for John Henry for his tea. It was a nice piece in the paper, Captain. About the mine and that.
Not bad. I aren't too keen on some of the reporting that chap did. These journalists, they have a habit of exaggerating the negative.
Like this war thing. There's trouble brewing there, I can tell.
Perhaps so. Perhaps so. It's hard to tell what'll happen. All we can be is prepared, I suppose.
Well, you don't think it'll come down this far, do you? I mean, it won't affect the mine and that. That's what you said in the paper.
To tell you the truth, Mrs. Pascoe, I don't know. I hope... John Henry not home yet?
No. He's chasing some maid down the village, I suspect. I do reckon he's got someone in mind. Now, I told him to be back for his tea by 6. I must ask then, how's he getting on? Been a few months now, since he started.
Oh, he's getting on very well, so I hear from Tamlin. I know he isn't the ideal tributor, but he's in on the ropes, and he's having charge in the lines this week. Now, that's a serious job, that is. I can see him making a fine mine captain one of these days.
My John Henry, eh? Charging lines. Who would have thought it? Will you be staying for your tea, Captain?
No,
It's just...
no, I must be
I'll
off.
take a minute to cook.
I've got some business to attend to. I have to prepare a report for the shareholders, Mrs. Pascoe, and then by the weekend I must be up in Bodmin, so...
Bodmin with your trips and all the way up there for?
Business, Mrs. Pascoe. Business of some importance.
Oh, well.
National importance, maybe.
Right, business.
But I'll be back in time for chapel on Sunday. Will I see you there?
Oh, I expect so. His anniversary soon, so lots to do. No rest for the wicked, as they say, Captain.
Right. Well, I'd better be... I'm right, aren't I? This weekend. It was Archie's...
Yes. 50th fathom level, timbering. It's been 10 years now, Captain.
Not just chapel anniversary, then.
No. Other anniversaries too. Funny, isn't it, when you get older, there's more and more of these dates to be remembered. And sometimes I think that's all the calendar is for. Just to mark off when people have passed on. Poor souls.
If ever you want to talk, you know...
Oh, I appreciate it, Captain, I do. It's just, there's nothing you can say, really. I mean, there's nothing anyone can say. I'm the first housewife in Cornwall to lose a man to the mine. I shan't be the last. Time. Be a good healer, I do reckon, Captain.
The best healer is always time. Well, I'll be off.
Captain, what you said in the paper about the mines being safer now, I mean, it was bad enough when I was a balance falling, so it stands to reason I'm
Too
right.
safe for now, for certain.
It's my John Henry, see. He's all I got.
I know.
I can't have you taken too.
I do know.
Right, well. Good night, Captain.
Good night, Rose.
some fast. I keep missing you.
Of course I can. Now come on. I've made me some Ferrings biscuits and saffron cakes and a flask of sugared tea. It won't do you no harm, John Henry, to be sitting up here in the dunes on a Sunday afternoon with a girl politely eating of some sandwiches. What would your mother say if you were up here with me?
Well, she wouldn't mind.
Even though it's Sunday and you should be at home, reading Mark, Matthew, Luke and John from the good book.
She's too busy changing the floors back in the chapel to notice we.
Too busy with Captain Trezona, more like. You got a soft spot for her.
No, he ain't.
Yes, he has. Of course he has. Oh, everybody knows her. The whole of the parish to know it. And I've seen her. It's in the way he looks at her. All that deep, unreleased passion kept tightly beneath his bowler hat.
Do you think so?
Of course I do.
No, it's not her way. Not now.
She doesn't want to end up lonely, does she? Nobody wants to end up lonely.
But Jimmy Tamlin says Tresorna's cracked. Well, too many years in the dark, he'd reckon. Either that, or his brain's poisoned by arsenic.
Jimmy Tamlin! Oh, don't you be listening too much to him when you damn mine. Jimmy Tamlin, he'd think he's got the world to hold off by the arsehole, and the truth is he done not much.
Well, he's been good to me. He showed me the ropes and how to stope and set charges and that.
I dare say he has. But he don't take his word as gospel. He didn't even go to chapel anymore. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen him down chapel so far as I've seen.
I know. Well, he says it in foreign. Him and John Wesley, they was never meant to meet. Something like that. He says he's too much of a smuggler and a wrestler to be following the path to righteousness. Cup of tea?
Yes, please. What about you, John Henry? What do you want out of life?
Nothing much. It's just to be happy. That's what most people want, isn't it?
It's a good a wish as any. That's not what most men want these days, though, is it? Like that assassin in Sarajevo. He wanted more, didn't he? All he brought about was somebody dying.
Not me. No, I just want to work down the mine. Maybe one day think about being a captain.
Captain? Oh, Captain John Henry Pascoe. That sounds good. That sounds proper, just as it belonged to be.
Well, you? What do you want?
Everything. I want everything. It is a new century. They say women will have it all this century.
You can have everything, I do know that.
No. I can have most things.
Well, most things, maybe. So, as far as I've learned so far in life, sometimes it's best not to be too ambitious. Well, that way you'll never be disappointed. And if something do happen, well, perhaps 'tis meant to be.
Jimmy Tamlin teach you that, did he?
No, it's me, John Henry Pascoe, famous Herrenport philosopher.
Look at the sea shimmering. Like it hasn't got a care in the world. I wish I could be out there on it.
What, on a boat?
No, going with the flow of the waves, you know? Feeling the energy of it, feeling them press against me.
Oh, yeah, I like the sea. Oh, I have to go there. I have to, like, at the end of a shift. When we come to grass,